Welcome. My name's St. John Walker. I'm the Deputy Dean of Escape Studios, and I have with me various people, but two people are going to help me particularly with this presentation. First of all, Andy, would you like to say hello?
Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Hi.
And Oliver, would you like to say hello?
Hello, everyone.
We're kind of the main organisers of this, and we also have an esteemed, well, we have lots of esteemed guests, but we also have Mark Flanagan, education partner from Epic Games here as well, just to make sure we're behaving ourselves. So hello, Mark. Great. So let me dive straight in so we make the most of our time together. First thing, here's the agenda for this get together. We're going to talk a bit about who's involved with the Summer of Unreal. We're trying to make it not too much of an academic exercise because you don't really need to know all that stuff. You're probably more interested in number 2, which is Summer of Unreal, the weekly structure and how it works. So how does the course work and how will you sort of navigate it? Because it is a journey. So we'll be talking through that and giving you some examples of the timetable. And then we're going to give you a checklist of things to remember. Hopefully you've all seen the FAQs, but we'll be also pointing you to those, the frequently asked questions, because it's always good to get knowledge of those. But also, we just want to make sure that you're all prepared. So when we start, when we press the button on Monday morning, everything goes according to the plan, and you have your copy of Unreal Engine. And then lastly, we'll have time to answer all your questions. If there are any new questions that you have, we'll try to answer them as far as we can. So that's the agenda. Let's move straight into who is involved. Well, here we are. First of all, we have Epic Games, and as we know, we've got Mark Flanagan here, who's been one of the architects and one of the supporters of the whole venture. We also have from Escape Studios, myself, Ollie, and Andy. Do we have anybody from Artifacts here? We don't know.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Who is that, please?
That's Danielle.
Danielle, thank you very much for joining us. Great to hear from you.
Great to be
here. Anybody from Crater?
Yeah, hello from Crater.
Introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Miljana. I'm running Crater Training Center, and we are so glad to be part of this big project. And thanks everyone for your applications. And I believe that the course will be great for all of you.
Thank you. And I'm moving down the list now. So anybody from the animation workshop?
Yes, hello.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Roberta. I'm project coordinator from TAU, and I'm happy to be a part of the project.
Thank you, Roberta. Anybody from, and here's where my language gets really bad, Hochschule der Medien?
Yeah, hi, that's me.
Great. Introduce yourself.
I'm Matvey, and together with Katja and Jan, we coordinate everything for the German part mostly.
Thank you very much, Matvey. Now, anybody from LaSalle?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Oh, it's a bit noisy, but introduce yourself anyway.
Okay, this is Gabriel from LaSalle University in Barcelona. I'm together with Berta, she will connect later, I think. We are coordinating the Barcelona Spain team.
Thank you very much. Great to hear from you. Anybody from Screen Skills, Ireland?
Hi, I know there's more than me on here, but my name is Susan. I guess they're letting me speak. My name is Susan Talbot, and I am actually from Immersive Technologies Skillnet in Ireland, and we're managing the applications, and we're in partnership with Screen Skills Ireland.
Thank you very much, Susan. So that's our gang. Now, of course, it's not just the countries involved, but anybody from Europe could join via any of these partners, and that's what we've done. Now to move on to the meat of the session, the weekly structure, because it doesn't matter, you joined by one of those partners, but really what you want to know is what's going to happen next week. So here's the structure. Here's how it works. Firstly, every day has a sort of a structure. The morning is all about teaching. So try to make every morning. Some mornings don't have teaching because they have other things going on, but generally all the teaching happens in the morning, and that's 9:30 till 12:30 British Standard Time. So some of you, it'll be 10:30 to 10:30 to 1:30. Okay, so that's the mornings. Afternoons are usually the time when you can practice, put into practice what you've learned, experiment, try things out. You can also contact us through our Discord channel, which we talk about later on. So you're not just left on your own. You can find out things, and if you get stuck, we'll try and help you out. Also, as the course progresses, you'll be working your teams, and we'll talk about that later. So the afternoon is that time when you all get together to create something based around the theme or the project that you will be given, which is top secret for now. But it is a kind of very flexible theme, so don't get worried about that. And also, afternoons is a time for your daily chores to keep track of life, to make sure that you're still answering your emails and you're still doing the other things that you need to do. You'll be able to fit that in as well. Lastly, evenings. Evenings are usually free, except where we have some special US guests, and we have some really high-flying, really interesting guests from the US. So it was only right to put them on in the evening, and we hope you can make those. Those will be recorded, so if you can't make the evenings, don't worry. But of course, our message to all of you is, where possible, do turn up, because you can ask questions to some of the most amazing kind of creators across the world to do with Unreal Engine. Here's a look at the basic structure of the curriculum. Okay, this don't worry about this. We just wanted to show you the basic structure. So this is week 1, for instance. On Monday and Tuesday, we'll look at, first of all, Monday will be an introduction to Unreal. This is the morning schedule, of course, so you'll have time in the afternoons to put into practice what's happening. So the white days are the teaching days. Wednesday is where we have an expert coming in, which might be an industry spokesperson for a company who are already using Unreal, who'll give you tips, tricks, and show you how they use Unreal within the animation sphere. Or it may be a masterclass from one of our schools by one of the tutors who uses Unreal. So the orange day there is for experts. It's a showcase day. You can sit back and just see what some amazing guests do with Unreal. Thursday is another teaching day, so that's the mornings. And then Friday, that's when we'll kick off for real with the project, where you're putting teams, you're putting random teams. We've designed the teams so they are random, but everybody has a different role or a different, where possible, there is a range of people, so you can all learn from each other. So you won't be putting, if you're a modeler, if you're an animation modeler, for instance, you won't be putting a team with loads of other modelers. You'll have people from different places, and that's important. But don't worry about teams right now. That's for next week. We just wanted to give you an idea of how the curriculum is. And likewise, week 2, same thing. The white days are for teaching. The orange day is for you to see some amazing showcases by companies or masterclasses by professionals. And there's always a project day where you get together to create stuff based on what you've learned. And remember, this course, the curriculum is very much about, it's animation centric. It's not game centric, it's animation centric, because this is about the animation industry and those related industries, 3D, ArcViz, and teachers, media teachers, learning about how to use Unreal outside of the game sphere, if you like. So, and here's an example of one of our teachers. You'll be seeing a lot of these going around on social media very shortly, of different people, different experts from around the world showing their stuff at the Summer of Unreal. So I'm going to move on now to, I've talked there a bit about how the curriculum looks and how you might experience it without going into too much great detail. And now I'm going to talk about the kind of things that should be uppermost in your mind to prepare yourself to be happy from day 1 of the course. And so this is our checklist So the first thing you should do, and you know, we've run a number of courses before, so we know that these are vitally important. So do download and check Unreal Engine is set up on your machine. I know it sounds crazy, but we have had people before who have forgot to download or have available Unreal Engine ready. So don't do it on Monday, do it now, and tick that one off. You'll be surprised how it'll help smooth things out. Secondly, we know a lot of you have already signed up or are on.
Sorry, just a quick one. The version of Unreal is very important.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Now, that's a good point. Remember, we're going to be using version 4.26.
Okay.
Now, I know Unreal 5 is out, and you'll find out all about Unreal 5, but version 4.26 is the workhorse for quite a few months yet. So don't be lured into thinking that you must have version 5. Please have version 4.26. There's all sorts of reasons for that. You will find out all about Unreal 5, but don't download that. Version 4.26. Thank you very much, Mark, my guardian angel.
I'm saying just at that point, actually, someone's put a question in there, which is it 4.26 flat or 4.26.2? I'm pretty sure it's 4.26.2 from our side. I think
it won't make a major difference. Generally, the 4.26 is the strain that we work on. 0.262 possibly has some minor bug fixes, etc. in it. It doesn't have any different features, so that's one of the things.
We've got like a little help thing for people we can send out, and the version that's on there is 4.26.2.
If in doubt, you can have various different versions downloaded, but the version which you should be using for most of the projects will be the 4.6.2.
Thank you. Make sure it's got a 0.2 on the end then, folks. Thank you. Thanks for that. Once we move on to checklist number 2, get on Discord if you haven't already got. We know a number of you have. If you don't know how to do that, remember, look at that email you got sent. It has a direct link to that, and you should be able to sort yourself out. Discord will be the channel for you all to communicate off Zoom. It's going to be important for you with your teamwork and just to generally be sociable with everybody else. So do use Discord. We found in the past we've created great communities on Discord. So that's the second thing. Do that before. It's all up and running now, so just do that before Monday. Next thing is make sure that your access to the G Drive works. That we sent you a link to that as well. There's nothing there at the moment. Just make sure you can get there and just gaze into the vast emptiness of Google Drive. That'd be great because we will be putting things there all the way through the course. Thank you. Next point, ensure that you read out FAQs. We, like everybody else, don't like reading. It hurts our eyes, but sometimes we have to do it. Just so you know where the FAQ is, I'm going to stop sharing now. And is it Andy or Ollie? Are you going to share where it is? Show it.
You see my right screen, my screen? I think you are. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I don't know how many of the partners also have FAQs on their sites, but on the Escape site, if you scroll down, you'll see we've got a whole range of FAQs.
Yeah,
it's probably a good idea to look through those. Some of them are, you know, will only affect certain people, but those are the questions we found helpful. So Susan's sort of saying, okay, yes, thanks, Susan. Get to that. So there you go. That's what the questions look like. So do have a look at the FAQs. Now, I'm jealous that Ollie's got all the attention now, so I'm going to reshare my screen, if that's all right. So just check the FAQs and also go through our emails. I know it's very boring and we don't write in proper Queen's English, but it's got lots of information. And then lastly, the last point is do be patient. It's a 4-week course. We like to say it's a marathon, not a sprint. And we do have systems in place to help you. So don't feel that it'll be a bit bewildering maybe at first with a lot of people you don't know, but we have systems in place and all will be revealed in good time. So that's important. Now, life happens. It's a 4-week course. Unexpected things happen. No doubt there'll be glitches. No doubt there'll be tech fallout, no doubt, you'll suddenly have to travel across Europe to go swimming or whatever crazy thing happens. So we recognize that. If you miss a day, you can catch up with the access to that day by looking at the recording on G Drive. That's important. Make the most of the team that you're in as well. When you get put in teams, communicate with them, let them know, or self-organize. You're all professionals, so we expect you to sort of accommodate people who can't make it all the time. As I've said before, be patient. You're on a 4-week journey. Teams are the way you're going to multiply your learning experience. So do be supportive of your team. If you can't make a certain day, let everybody know so they can cater for that. Also, remember, bits of the day are available for you to do other things as well. So it's not like an intense 4 weeks where you're being incarcerated away from everybody you love and struggling to learn a new software. It's a community experience. Use the course structure to your advantage. It is a community, and we want to see it a bit like, we'd like the kind of links and relationships that get forged over this period to carry on after the course is finished. And it'd be great to know that people carried on learning afterwards if they wished and supported each other. And there will be people in your group who know probably more about Unreal than you do. So that's, there will be unpredictability. Life happens, but the course is very flexible for those things. So here's some questions. I'm going to ask my teammates to answer them because they need to work for the money. So, and then we'll get on to questions from the audience. So first question, Andy, will I have access to resources after the course is over?
Glad you asked me that one, actually. Thanks, Saint. Yeah, you will. The lessons are recorded. They'll be available for 30 days after the course is finished, and the resources in the G Drive will also be in there as well. And you will still be able to access Discord. We're going to keep those channels open, and so you can continue to communicate with each other on Discord and use any of the resources that are put into Discord during the course as well.
Thank you. I'm going to ask my other youthful assistant, Ollie. I know a bit of Unreal. Can I pick and choose which days I attend?
Again, like Saint mentioned earlier, do try and attend as much of the class as possible. But no, ideally, you should try and attend the whole program. The course is built so that each session runs on from the next session. We're going to teach you in a certain way, and it's a whole package. So do try and attend as much as you possibly can. It's quite important that you do that.
Yeah, thanks. It is a 4-week course, so that's important to be seen that way. And it is specifically for people who are interested in CGI, animation, 3D, etc. Thank you. Andy, is there a qualification or certificate of Summer of Unreal?
There isn't a kind of registered qualification, but there is a certificate which you get if you pass more than 80% attendance for the course, and there's also digital badges which you can get.
Thank you. Yes, that's right. So you will get a certificate if you are there for 80% attendance, and you will also get badges, digital badges, which you can use on social media, LinkedIn, etc., to show that you were one of the people who made it to the Summer of Unreal 2021. It'll be seen like Woodstock or Glastonbury in years to come. So well done. Okay, next question. Ollie, does it matter if I'm on a Mac?
It doesn't, but make sure Unreal Engine 4.26.2 is working on your Mac. You may need to install a version of Xcode, but we do have some instructions that we'll be able to send out to you prior to that. Just make sure it's working, because it'll just hold you up if you rock up on Monday and you don't have Unreal Engine installed and working on your machine.
Thanks, Ollie. Yes, indeed. There will be a special FAQ if there isn't already about that, because we have found people have used Mac successfully, but also there are a couple of glitches we've found in the past, which we'll tell you about. Last question from to Andy, I think. What if I find the teaching is too fast for me?
Yeah, if you find that the tutor's going too quickly, the place to kind of log any questions or concerns like that will be on Discord. Now, obviously, with so many people, that then the tutor can't respond to every single person that asks a question. So we've got a particular kind of system in place, which means that your first point of call, if you think something is going too fast, log it on Discord. And if there is a large amount of people that are feeling the same thing at the same time, then that will be communicated to the tutor. So Saint's just put up a little diagram there, which is really useful. And I think just bear this in mind for everything that we do. So at the top of the triangle there is the classroom tutor, the person that's delivering the class. And we need to protect them as much as we can from kind of interruptions from what could well be 1,000 people doing the course. So the way to do that is as follows. We have a showrunner, a kind of floor manager, who's one of our other tutors here at Escape Studios, Mark Spevak, and he's taken this role on a number of courses. So he's done this before. And the way that Mark finds out about if there are any problems in the wider audience are in two ways to a certain extent. Now, as we've got now, there's a lot of people. There's people putting stuff into Q&A and to chat on this Zoom call. What we want to encourage you all to do is put all of your comments pretty much into Discord, and then the studio assistants. We've got a small kind of army of studio assistants. There's 10 studio assistants from Escape Studios, and there's also going to be a couple of regional kind of workers from each of the countries who are going to be also kind of like trawling around the Discord and making sure that people are okay. So, for example, if the tutor's going too quick or something's not understood, it might just be you. And if that's the case, well, then hopefully one of our studio assistants will come to your rescue. If it's a larger body of people and we see that there's a lot of people that are struggling to understand a certain thing, that's when our kind of head studio assistant will communicate to the showrunner, who will then communicate that to the tutor. Okay, so there may be little bits of lag here and there, but try not to worry too much. It's obviously a lot of people to wrangle, and we hope that this system is going to kind of answer most people's questions and reassure people. Obviously, the sessions are recorded as well. So if at some point, you can in the evenings go back and refresh yourself. Okay. Some of the classes are going to be much more kind of telling you general principles, which you then go and practice. Okay. So it's not always that you're trying to follow along with what the tutor's doing. Okay. So just be patient. Connect with the coordinators on Discord, who will help you as much as they can.
Yeah, thanks, Andy.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, thanks. Think of it as a filtration. Things get filtered through Discord and then finally get put in front of the tutor if it can't be answered by the studio assistants on Discord. So you'll always have your questions answered and they will filter through. So we just wanted to show you that. You don't need to learn that or anything. Just know that start with your questions on Discord and they will reach the tutor in the end. Great. Now, just wanted to point out the badges. This is the digital badge you'll earn in the middle from Epic Games themselves. And then on the side there are some of the daily badges you'll get.
I just wanted to reiterate the fact that to a large extent, this course is about you kind of becoming quite self-organized. We're going to provide you with some nice lessons and classes and some great guest speakers and the platform to which you will be able to communicate with each other on Discord, obviously, and to make new contacts and new friends and all of that sort of stuff. The way that you kind of organize yourself when you're doing the project is very much up to you. And obviously it's about using Unreal as much as you can. So of course, I'm sure that there's going to be other softwares that you might want or need to use if you're building something. Let's say you might use a bit of Maya or a bit of Blender. So I think to a large extent that is going to be down to you guys. You'll be in groups of 20. We're putting you all into groups of 20 people. So that's in theory 50 groups of 20. Okay. So when you're in there, it's kind of like, it's a bit Lord of the Flies, really. Well, it's not. There's an element of you organizing yourselves and coming up with a nice idea and trying to make sure that everybody is included in the project. I think that's a really important thing to to kind of stress. Some people are going to be more experienced than others. And obviously we want everybody to get something out of this. So when you do find yourself in your team, please try to be as inclusive as possible and to give everybody something to do, if you know, where possible, and to make it as kind of fun and interesting for everybody. And just one other point I wanted to make about the team project side of it. The studio assistants that we've got online, or the online coordinators, or we've started calling them disc coordinators actually now, but the guys that are floating around in the background, okay, they've all got experience of using Unreal. They're either graduates of Escape Studios, or they are currently moving into their third year of games course at Escape Studios. So they all know Unreal to some extent, okay? So when you're doing your projects, they are going to be a really precious and a precious resource for you to tap into. Get to know the online coordinators as much as you can, because they're really keen. They're all really good. They're all really nice. And so in the mornings, obviously, they're going to be helping you, like, oh, I didn't get what that shortcut was, or can you repeat what you just said? All that sort of stuff in the classroom they're going to help you with that. But in the afternoons and in the evenings, they're going to be around, and they can give you a bit of advice as well on how to use Unreal in your project. So please do try to make the best use of them. So it's all about just practicing, having a bit of fun, getting to know each other, making new contacts around the world, and keeping the sort of, you know, the conversations alive, as it were. So don't worry, you know, there's always going to be some people that can spend loads of time on a project, and that's great. And there's going to be some people that can only do a few hours here and there, and that's also fine. You know, do what you can, get what you can out of it. I think it all just comes down to communicating with the rest of the team and sort of saying, look, I can do this, but I can't do that, you know.
A reminder, this is a unique course. It's the window for this course is now, just because of COVID and because of Epic themselves and you know, what they're planning in the future. So this is the time when this course has to happen. So we hope you'll take advantage of it.
And good luck to everybody.
Fantastic.
Okay. Thanks, Sam.
I think that's a wrap. Bye.